Welcome back. Peter Chow again, Everyday Law. So today we're going to talk about another major piece of California legislation that became effective on January 1st, 2020. A lot of people have been talking about it, especially if you're in the real estate business or you're a contractor or architect. It's called what they call ADU, Accessory Dwelling Units, ADU. So what are they? Basically, what this law does is allow a homeowner, let's say you have a home now, you have a single family residence, what we call SFR, a home, that's zoned in R1. So the zoning only allows you for one home, that's it, not more. But you say, wow, but I would like to put up another unit or maybe 2 units on my property because I have a lot of land and to generate some income. Before this law kicks in, to do this is almost impossible. Let's say you have to go through the city hall. Let's say they let you do it, right? The cost alone is prohibitive. To give you some idea, if you want to put up a new unit, the city usually has something what they call an impact fee, okay? It's basically pay for the school, the road, and stuff like that, That alone can be as much as $50,000, right? And sometimes they also require you to have a separate meter, utility meters. That will add maybe another $20,000 to that, right? So before you even start building, your fees alone is going to be $70,000. Plus you got to pay for an architect and all that. So your fee could be well over $80,000 before you even get started. By the time you're done, you're going to be so much money into it. Can you still make money out of it? So ADU was designed to address the housing shortage in California. And we have all heard about that. So this law was originally kicked in 2017, right? But because all the new the additional law that kicked in beginning January this year, 2020, it made it a lot more a lot easier now. Okay, so the original setup law, it was passed back in it became effective in 2017. Okay, so ADU is not a single piece of legislation. It's a body of law. Okay, first kicked in 2017, and then has since been then added. The legislature have added quite a few more laws to it to become what it is today, and it's a lot more favorable now to homeowners today. So this basically you can look at it as the state zoning law, okay? Because what the state does is say, okay, I don't care what the city has in place already. We have a new set of zoning law that will allow you to build up to 2 units on your lot, okay? Turn your single family residence into a triplex, okay? And under local law, this is probably not permitted. And this would add a lot of wealth to many, many families, okay? Under this law today, you allow to add up to up to 1,000 unit, 1,000 square feet, as in what they call ADU, and then another 500 square feet as what they call a junior ADU, okay? Okay, as a matter of right now, as a homeowner, you have that now, okay? Now, it's a little more complicated than that, but in general, you can take that as the way it is, right? Your local government cannot require you to provide additional parking space for your new units. Okay, this is really important. Some people say, okay, I have a garage I'm not using. Can I convert it into into a living quarter, right? But if I do that, in the past, the city will say, well, you know, because you take away the parking, your garage, you have to provide the parking space that you lost, right? How would you do that, right? That alone will stop you from building more units on your property, right? So under the state law says, no, you don't have to, okay? No impact fee, the one that we talked about earlier, right? If your unit, now as a matter of law, you're entitled to get your unit up to 1,000 square feet if it's a 2-bedroom, right? But if you make it no larger than 750 square feet, there is no impact fee. So you say, well, what if I want to make a 2-bedroom, make up to 1,000 square feet? Then the state will say, okay, well, then you have to pay some impact fee. It's got to be proportion, right? So that you have to check with the local government. Now, this applies to all residential lots, okay? Single family, even those you have multiple units in there on there already, on a lot that's zoned larger than greater than R1, you can still build this 2 additional units, okay? And state law also mandate that the city or the local authority, whoever gives you the permit to do this, has to either approve or deny your application within 60 days, okay? Before then, they have like 6 months even, right? There's some limitation also to the ADU. You cannot exceed 16 feet in height, okay? So the highest you can go is 16 feet, okay? Now, it will also have a setback requirement, but this is only 4 feet, okay? So in the past, some city has said, well, you cannot be less than 10 feet away from your property lines, or whatever that might be in your city, right? So the state law says no, 4 feet only, okay? So this actually preempts the local jurisdiction, okay? Before they will have, the city can say, well, we want some kind of lot, the building and land ratio. State said no, we don't have that anymore. As long you have you no more than 4 feet, okay? You no less than 4 feet, okay? Under ADU today, you can convert the garage without replacing the need to replace the parking space. Also, when this ADU was first put in 2017, it will have to be, at least one of the unit has to be owner occupied. And before the city will give you the permit, they'll put in the deed, in your deed. So like a restriction, right? Starting 2020, no, that requirement's gone. They can all be rental property. Okay. Again, the ADU, you as a matter of right, you're right, you can build your ADU up to 1,000 square feet if it's 2-bedroom. And for the junior ADU, up to 500 square feet, okay? An ADU may be attached or detached, okay? The attached one, it cannot be more than 50% of your house right now. So if your house is 1,500 square feet, so the biggest you can build up to 750, okay? So there may be both ADU and junior ADU can be either attached or detached. Oh, also, in the past, some cities will say, well, in order to build an ADU, your lot size has to be at least, let's say, 12,000 square feet. The state says no, that's gone. So to qualify as an ADU, it must have independent living units. There must be independent living units, right? They have to have their own entry, right? You cannot go through the house, right? It's got to have kitchen, bathroom, and bedrooms. Junior ADU is up to 500 square feet, right? Like you may share the central system with the main house. They allow a kitchen utilizing small plug-in appliances. Okay, got a separate entry, got a bathroom, right? Now, if you have a structure now that was built without permit under the current ADU laws, there's a process now. You can go to your city and say, I want to convert this into a legal unit. Okay. In the past, they'll say you have to tear it down. Now, the only problem with ADU laws is, right, there's drawback also. You all understand that we now have an AB 1482, which is state rent control law. Under the state rent control law, your single-family residence is exempt from that. Okay, you will never get rent control. However, if your property is what they call multi-unit, so let's say you add a unit or 2 units onto your property now, right? Now you turn your property from a single-family residence into a multi-unit living property. So now you've converted your property now into a rent control, under the rent control now. So that's a drawback, okay? But I think the drawback is, the trade-off is, the benefit of having 2 units or 1 unit as rental is probably greater than the rent control. So I think it's worth it. Also, you say, well, what if my property, my house is in a community, common scheme, where they have HOA, CCNR, and all that. So starting this year, January 1st, 2020, there's a bill called AB 670, which is part of this ADU laws, to address that, saying that, HOA and CCNR, they cannot prevent you from building an ADU on a single family lot, okay? Now, however, remember, if you apply for permit under the city has to act within 60 days, right? Now, the HOA does not have that limitation, okay? So that's something you have to be aware of. And basically, HOA has to act within reason. They have to act reasonable, okay? As long as they can justify what is reasonable, okay? So it doesn't mean that they have to give you the permit. If they can find some reasonable ground why they won't do it, so it could be pretty tricky, okay? So this is the overall overview of the ADU, okay? I hope it has been helpful. Again, if you like what you have heard, please subscribe, comment, give us a like, tell us what you think, okay? Until then, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.